give everybody just a few minutes to hop on here, and getting on a little bit late. Just wrapped up supper with some friends, and figured I'd grab a quiet spot here. Nice little backdrop for tonight's supper. So I wanted to talk a little bit about customer service and initiative, and know who your customer is, because you know, in agriculture, we often are challenged with how do we think about who our customer is. Is it the processor? Is it the consumer who's going to buy our product off of the grocery store shelf? Who is that consumer? But more importantly, as we think about our role in agriculture or even in our business, who's the customer? And I know we do our jobs 8 to 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, sometimes maybe it's 7 for those of you who work the weekends. But we are, we're a very service-oriented people, right? We rely on people to serve us left and right, whether that's at the cellular store, whether that's at dinner tonight where I just left supper, or whether it's you know, in line at Walmart. You name it, we deal with it. And so I had an experience today that really caught my it started to grind my gears, and you know, so this I had my tractor getting worked on, and you know, it's been sitting at the dealership for probably about 3 weeks now, and I'm not in any hurry. So but I was close, so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna stop in, see what's going on. And again, not in a hurry, but trying to find out what's going on. So I get in there and ask the service manager, and he said, well, you know, I've been gone, and you know, I don't know, my computer's broke down, something not connected, and who knows, that happens, I get it. And I don't know where the technician's at on it. Now, mind you, I saw the tractor out on the lot. Now, it may not be done yet, and that's fine. Again, I didn't need to take it home today, but the thing that stuck with me, though, is that rather than calling this technician to the shop, or to the shop office, or us walking out there to the shop and asking, is that tractor done yet? We decided to leave it at, I'm going to rely on my computer to tell me whether or not it's done yet. And that frustrated me. Now, granted, I saw it in the lot, and I didn't even push it, because I wanted to see what the next step of this is, because now he's got my phone number. He asked me for my phone number again, which is good to verify that in case it's wrong on the account, he can still contact me. But what's going to happen next is I'm going to wait and see how long does it take for him to engage with me as the customer and call me back and let me know that my tractor is or is not done. And it's one of those things that it's all about the initiative, that it would have taken us just a couple minutes to walk back to the shop, or he could have explained to me that the technician was gone on a service call, but you know, there could have been other explanations rather than just the computer is down. Folks, we have to think for ourselves and not rely on these computers, because the computer's not always right. As great as technology is, the computer's not always right, and we have to think, what can I do to satisfy the customer? And because we're in our jobs every day, and granted, just coming off of a holiday weekend, but because we're in our jobs every day, we sometimes become numb to how we treat our customers or how we come across to our customers. And we have to get into the mindset of thinking through, if I were on the other side of this, what would that perception be? Is it good? Is it bad? You know, and as you drive down the road, or whether you go to a restaurant and you see people standing there talking, and you're like, gosh, I wish they'd come and take my drink order. Or, you know, you see somebody that they just, and granted, that happens a lot, right? There are people who don't know that they need to be within that customer. They need to be on them within the first 3 to 5 seconds as they get in the door or they're welcomed. That even the simple act of, hey, you know, I'm busy right now, but I'll be right with you. Acknowledge that people exist. And that's not just in customer service, that's in our everyday life. Acknowledge the people that you're around, treat them like they're somebody, because at the end of the day, you never know what that person might do, or who they might be, or who they might know that can help you down the road. And I think that's really important, because we too often forget who knows who, and this world is super small. I don't care where you go, where you're at, where you might be traveling, but the world is a small place. And so we have to make sure that we're giving it our all the time, because that first impression is going to make a lasting impression. And that customer service experience, it might be the first time and it might be the last time that you have even the opportunity to make that customer service impression. And so I think as you think about how you implement into your job, into what we do every day, that we become numb to it. But I would challenge each one of us as we think about, how do I manage through what I'm dealing with today? How do I manage through the stresses of my life? Maybe it's the work-life balance and finding that, and that's hard to do, I get it. But we have to put our game face on, that when it's time to play, when it's 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever our work shift is, when it's time to play, we got to play, and we got to play hard. Because, it's all about those lessons in life, and some of those minutes in the game that we play throughout that day, they're going to stink, and they're going to be hard, and there are going to be challenges. And we're going to have to find a way to nurture ourselves through those and understand, how is the customer, and I'm speaking more so of, am I dealing directly face-to-face with a customer? How is that customer going to perceive what I'm doing today, right now, in this interaction? Because just like this, and with social media, it happens really fast, that a bad customer experience can create a PR nightmare for a given company. And so you have to be careful of that, because it can happen and it can blow up, and it can be not intended at all. Not what you thought it was going to be. You didn't intend it to be that way. You didn't think it went down that way, but it can happen fast. So when we're at our workplaces, when we're thinking about the people that we're engaging with, whether it's in leadership, whether it's in business, whether it's even being the customer, we have to make sure that we think through, how am I coming across? Because if I want something out of this guy, or gal that I'm doing business with, if I want good customer service, tell you what, you're probably not going to get it if you go in there and treat them like a piece of dog poop. It's not going to work, because they're people too. They're human. So treat them with respect, and guess what? I bet they're going to treat you with respect too, and they're going to try and come to an amenable solution for both of you. But it doesn't work if you just come in there guns a-blazing, because you know what? That person turns their off switch immediately to off. And then they're done, because they don't care about the relationship. They feel like the relationship is already gone. And that's where we have to make sure that we're doing our job as the customer, to understand that issues arise, that people have bad days, and those bad days might carry over into work. But it's our job, though, as someone involved in customer service, to make sure that we're doing our best job at providing good customer service. And even if we have a bad morning, we wake up on the wrong side of the bed, breakfast gets burnt, the toast didn't make it through the toaster, it got burnt, and we just, we spill our coffee down our white shirt, or we do whatever that is, and we have a bad morning, tell you what, somebody else is dealing with something worse than you are. And we all think that we're having a bad day. Somebody's got a worse day than us. And so put it all into perspective, brush it off, think about what you could be doing as an alternative to what you are doing, because I think most of us are probably pretty blessed on the jobs that we have and the careers and the choices that we've made of our jobs and career path. It could be worse. So just make sure that you keep that in perspective. Keep the positive attitude on. And, don't be afraid to apologize. If it is a bad day and if you screw up with somebody, just apologize. It's not a bad thing. Because there again, people appreciate that honesty, and they'll respect that you acknowledge you had a bad day, even if it's after the fact. you light somebody up or you chew them out or you don't have the positive experience that you wanted to have with that customer, it's really easy. You call them up, you email them, you do whatever it takes. You say, hey, you know, Bill, I was having a bad day. I really apologize if I came off wrong, but I do appreciate your business, and I really want you to come back. They probably are going to say, wow, thank you for acknowledging, or B, you know what, I didn't even notice it. Hey, that's okay. At least you were self-aware, and that's what's important. So be honest with yourself. Take the initiative, though. No matter what it is, sometimes it's tough. Take the initiative, make it happen. You can hashtag that, make it happen, and just get after it. Because customer service is a lost art, and I'll tell you what, that's all people want. They want respect. They want to understand that they're human. We all are, and that we make mistakes. We have bad days. People understand it. But if you're in customer service and you are facing that customer every day or at certain points of the day, when you do, make sure your game face is on. So thanks for watching Supper with Sean. We'll catch you tomorrow night.